where is it due? It can become complicated because the different charter parties have different requirements as to where a ship qualifies as being arrived and where a notice can be given. In the case of the Asbertank buoy and in a number of the oil company charter parties, it has to be at the customary anchorage. So every port will have an anchorage area where the vessels can wait, or if there's not a berth available, or if they've arrived, that they should proceed to before proceeding to the berth. There are situations where in court, a particular one is a place called Rastanura, which is the principal. I'm sorry, I can't see you all, so I don't know quite if you know these things, but Rastanura is the main loading terminal in Saudi Arabia, in the Arabian Gulf or in the Middle East Gulf. And it turned out that a vessel arrived and was told to anchor at the pilot station by the agents, and the vessel anchored at the pilot station, gave his notice of readiness. Then when it came to issuing a demurrage, the charters contested the claim on the basis that the vessel wasn't at the customary anchorage. The anchorage was, the official anchorage was separate to the location of the pilot station. And when it went to court and the judges reviewed the situation, they found out that in actual fact, the pilot station was where most of the vessels anchored when waiting for a berth. So they determined that although it wasn't the official anchorage, as it was customary to anchor there, it could be classed as a customary anchorage. And so the owners won their case and were able to claim demurrage based on the fact that they'd actually anchored at the pilot station at Rastanura. Not every place has the same qualification, but with Rastanura you have got that situation that's been cleared, and now it's written in case law. Within port, there can be issues. Our vessel has to be within port, and we're going to look at this in much more detail this afternoon. But a vessel can think, an owner can think he's within port, and it turns out that the location where he's been told to anchor is not within port, and so there can be issues as to the validity of the NOR. Can a ship be arrived outside port? In the case of places where there's security issues, where there's piracy issues, and Nigeria particularly, there was a case where this was clarified that in order to protect the safety of the vessel, a master can tender NOR outside ports of Nigeria, and there are specific clauses and conditions that owners will generally put into charter parties when they're going to Nigeria that permits them to tender NOR, sometimes as much, I think, about 200, 220 miles off, where it's safe to do so if the port is congested and they can't go to the berth. Then they are allowed and permitted, and it's agreed it's acceptable for security reasons, that the NOR given 200 miles or so off is still valid. Then there's river ports.